Hello Chipmunk and Chipette fans, my name is Grandy Tamayas, and welcome to another Alvin and the Chipmunks elaboration video. Today's topic being, analyzing the fan debate about Charlene the Chipette. First, because of this topic's length, I will be splitting it into two parts. This one will be all about the officially known origins of Charlene the Chipette and her real significance to the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise, and part 2 will focus on the Rocking Through the Decades special itself and all of that evidence. So, along with the Alvin and Simon age order debate that I covered last year, this Charlene debate is one of the bigger ones in the fandom, and it's also one of the more controversial ones despite the character in question being pretty obscure. Which nicely leads me into answering the question of, who is Charlene, for those of you who don't know? To answer that, we must go all the way back to 1982. Janice Carmen wanted to make chipmunk covers of songs from female music artists at the time, but didn't want to constantly have Alvin, Simon, and Theodore dressing up as girls. So to solve that, she simply came up with female chipmunks, and most likely coined the term Chipette. The introduction of the concept was gradual, though. The first time the word Chipette was even spoken was by Theodore during a short dialogue segment of the 1982 Chipmunk Rock album during the song Leader of the Pack, originally performed by the Shangri-Las. I can't play the song from the audio here, or else Bagdasarian would probably copyright strike this video. Sorry. Later that year, in the album The Chipmunks Go Hollywood, Alvin would sing a duet with a character named Charlene in a cover of the song You're the One That I Want from the film Grease. The song opens with another dialogue segment, something common for this era of chipmunk music, where a female chipmunk voice with a southern accent, presumably Charlene, asks another character, "Who's that hunk?" To which the other character with a nearly identical voice then replies, "That's Alvin, one of the chipmunks." Then a similar exchange of dialogue happens between Alvin and Theodore, with the latter's line being, "Charlene, one of the Chipettes." Again, I don't want to include the audio for risk of copyright, so you'll just have to take my word for it. First, I want to mention that the version of this song that was most commonly shared around the fandom, such as Monkipedia and when it used to be on YouTube, actually had the beginning Chipette portion of the dialogue cut off. So not a lot of people know about Charlene having an official speaking line outside of the song lyrics. Second, the artwork on the back of the original record sleeve offers the only image of Charlene in the entire franchise. She and Alvin are posed in a similar position to the characters of Danny and Sandy on the real movie poster for Grease. Speaking of Sandy, Charlene was based on that character's singer and actress, Olivia Newton-John. This would later have influence on the Chipettes in the animated series that came out the year after, and would be expanded upon a few years after that in the 1985 Season 3 episode, The Chipette Story, in which the Chipettes were shown to have originally come from Australia, where Olivia Newton-John is from, and they had a human friend named Olivia. As stated in both the song and the bottom of the photo on the album sleeve, Charlene is only one of an unspecified number of Chipettes, and we do hear that other female chipmunk in the song, but her name is unknown. This would suggest that prior to the Chipettes that we all know today, their members may have gone by different names before Bagdasarian Productions settled on the ones for the cartoon. It's currently unknown, at least to my knowledge, where Jeanette or Eleanor's names were inspired from, or Charlene's for that matter, but in an interview for the Squeakquel, Janice Carmen stated that Brittany's name was inspired from a singer in the studio that they worked in. She just liked the name, and that's how we got Brittany. From the roles that Alvin and Charlene were parodying, it's clear that she was meant to be a love interest for Alvin, which would later go on to be a trait of Brittany. Because of this, as well as their similar appearances, many fans have considered Charlene to be a prototype version of Brittany. But in the nearly 4 decades since the Chipmunks Go Hollywood album came into existence, Charlene has not been seen or even referenced in any Alvin and the Chipmunks media, even though some fans like to believe otherwise. Is this sighting really evidence that Charlene may have reappeared in the 90s? That's the question we're going to be answering next time in part 2. And oh boy, it's a doozy. If you thought this video was worth your time in watching, please consider leaving a like and sharing your thoughts about Charlene's history down in the comments. While you're down there, you can also leave a suggestion for an Alvin and the Chipmunks related topic that you would like me to cover in the future of my elaboration series. You're also welcome to check out my channel, where you can find tons of other videos like this about Alvin and the Chipmunks history, characters, and more. Lastly, please consider subscribing if you'd like to keep up with my channel and want more of these kinds of videos. With all that said, thank you and have a nice day.